Hey, what's going on, y'all? So in this video, we are going to be running through 4 ways AI can replace your sales team. Without further ado, let's get into it. So as we all know, there's multiple ways we can actually go about leveraging AI. So the ones I'm going to be talking about today are the ones that I personally use for my business, and also just some things that both competitors and some of my students are using in order to really run up their businesses as well. So the first, of course, is going to be a lead nurturing system. So really what this will involve, any lead that comes from your traffic sources that we're generating. Typically it's going to be from organic or ad traffic. Organic meaning Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, even Google. Ad traffic meaning if we're running Google ads, if we're running Meta ads, or if we're running LinkedIn ads. All this traffic we're generating typically will have to get nurtured by a human appointment setting team, or you may have some static automations that you can run to like send them, a pre-written text message or pre-written email. But really the next way to level up is going to be using AI to turn it from just automations to an actual AI-driven conversation. And the reason this is so beneficial is because especially when we're going back and forth with a lead, we're able to have a very hyper-custom, hyper-personalized conversation with this lead based on the direct context that we're talking about, and it makes things a lot less blocky, and it's way better than using ManyChat to do the same capacity of work. And just to kind of show y'all a quick example of this within one of my Sandbox Go High Level accounts, by the way, if you want access to all my automations for all my service delivery, SMS, email, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, completely automated, even inbound voice, go and click the link down below in the description. Not only do you get access to all my automations, but you also get direct access to me and everyone else in the network on live weekly calls. We also have a group chat and all that stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to show one of the SMS builds I've done in order to automate my entire lead conversation. Any lead that opts in from ads gets to converse with one of my SMS AI builds. This is in a Sandbox account. And then no, we're not using the internal AI agents Go High Level has. It's extremely limited, and they white label the cost per message generated. So instead we use webhooks, and I've built out a custom make scenario that allows us to conversate with the lead, and based on the context, whether it's email, Instagram, Facebook, SMS, the AI is understanding how we need to communicate with these leads, meaning if it's email, of course, it needs to be a little bit more lengthy, whereas SMS, we can be a little bit more conversational, back and forth oriented as far as the substance of the messages that get generated, right? And then, of course, OpenAI is where the assistant will be hosted. This is just kind of like a look into an OpenAI knowledge base that I've done for a client recently. So this build alone, I'm able to charge high ticket prices for. Even some of my students that have literally taken the exact build I just showed you, they've been able to turn around and charge anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 for an entire build setup. And they'll usually also build out the funnel or maybe even run ads for the client. It depends on, what type of AI marketing agency they're running, but that's the essence of this first automation flow. Next is going to be such a low-hanging fruit. Like if you're not doing this and you're running a business of any kind, you need to start doing it today, is an AI note taker for meetings and sales calls. And you literally just append it to your email so it automatically joins. I recommend using Fathom because it's free and it's the most robust one possible. Yes, there is a paid version of Fathom, but I have literally never had to use it. And I'm someone that doesn't mind buying subscriptions here and there, and really with Fathom, like the free version is everything you need. And it's great because you can use this to get video summaries, or let's say you need to vet anyone that wasn't on the call, you can quickly bring them up to speed with the Fathom recording. They can either watch it or you can pull the transcript from it, which we'll show here in a second. Another benefit of this is you can really streamline any sort of offer documents you're making or any sort of contracts based directly on the substance of the conversation. And so not only can you record your meeting recordings and have everything consolidated into one place, but you can also use Fathom alongside with OpenAI, and this goes into my third point here, to build out AI contracts, proposals, offer documents. You can even use it to triage any sales calls you've had. For instance, if I'm on a sales call for a lead and we agree upon particular terms, you know what I typically do? I already have my whole contract framework on what's typically going to be included in the contract. So I'll feed the contract template to AI, usually it's like ChatGPT 5 nowadays, it's super straightforward, and then also feed it the transcript from Fathom and be like, okay, this is the substance of the conversation, here's how I usually write my contracts, I need you to spit me out a custom tailored contract for the specific client. And ChatGPT will literally turn around and spit out the payment terms, the substance of everything that's within the scope of work that we're actually going to be delivering for, all that good stuff. So you're never sitting here writing manual contracts anymore. That literally can take hours of wasted time when all you need is just a template you build on day one plus Fathom to actually handle all the customizations that you talked about. And one thing cool just to show y'all real quick, Fathom also emails you literally all the meetings you have. So I have them all in here, and let's say I'm hot searching for a specific client, you can literally just put like Fathom Jason or Fathom Brian or whatever, and then the lead's name will pop up. Or for instance today, for my mentorship program that I've recently started, where we're helping fellow business owners that are in the AI space actually get their first few clients online, joined forces with my boy Maher. So we can take a look at the meeting that we had today and see. So not only do you get the video, but I could also choose to share this with anyone. We can copy the link to it as well. And then on top of that, so this is what I really enjoy. You have a full summary of like the substance of the conversation, but the transcript is the heavy hitter. You just copy transcript, throw it in there. Sometimes even what I do, especially if you have a sales team, is you can copy all these transcripts, feed them to AI, and then be like, hey, what am I doing wrong with my sales calls? Why are my sales calls going off the rails? And then AI can give you some substance behind that. Because specifically when you copy it, you even have the timestamps of everything that takes place. So the AI understands like who's been talking for how much time. And usually, especially when it comes to sales, you want the lead to be talking more about their problems that they're facing, so that when you turn around and package your solution, it's very clean cut and you're essentially playing on exactly what they need to hear in order to make a sale, right? Enough said about that. Highly recommend. Again, it's free. If you're not using Fathom, use it. Okay, so now for the fourth point on how AI can replace your sales team, it's going to be related to generating ads. Now, this is usually going to be like a media buyer's scope of work, which is in some way, shape, or form still related to sales as far as generating these leads, right? And it's funny because I was paying media buyers like a pretty penny in order to build creatives out for me. And then especially when the AI wave started taking on, all of the media buyers just started adopting using this method I'm going to talk about anyway. So nowadays, oftentimes I'll have someone that's like on my internal team, instead of the media buyer, do it like my assistant who I'm paying a flat fee for, in which case like he's just doing all sorts of awesome shit for me. Really helpful, integral part of my team right now is having him on the back burner because he's posting these YouTube videos. He's assisting with my ads and all that good stuff. He's using this method to build out creatives for our clients, and so we have essentially zero overhead as long as you have an OpenAI subscription. Like it's like $30 a month for the OpenAI subscription. Most people that are in the AI space have it nowadays. Anyways, so what you're going to be doing is using Sora, OpenAI Sora, to actually build out your creatives, and you can get oddly specific on what image you need it to generate, and you can even go through and do tweaks on it. So obviously it may not be right first try, and from there you just go through different phases of telling it the output of what you're looking for as far as the visual is concerned, maybe the copy on screen. I've literally built out dozens upon dozens of still frames just for a single campaign for my clients. Like in total, I've easily used Sora to generate over 100 different ad creative ideas. And it's great because it can even spit you out a variety, or if you're not too well in tuned on like what a winning ad is, you can even give the AI prompt a bit of leeway, be like, hey, I'm not too familiar with this. What I often recommend is some people that are pros at running ads. Be like, you can command the AI to be like, hey, pretend you're Alex Hormozy. How would you film this, or how would you position this ad, and how would you make the visual go off something like that? But it's cool because you can use OpenAI to both script write the prompt and then feed that to Sora. Meaning, let's say you have never used this before. What I would recommend you do, and we'll go over it here in a second, you go to ChatGPT, you tell it you're looking to build an ad creative. You give it a bit of insight and information behind the business model and behind the ad, the objective. Obviously, it's going to be some sort of call to action. So get all of that placed in plain text in there and tell OpenAI to spit you out a Sora prompt for exactly what you're looking for. Copy that prompt ChatGPT 5 just gave you, put it into Sora, and then Sora will spit you out an actual visual behind the concept you were going over in plain text. So let's run through a quick example of that on screen. Okay, so I just kind of wrote this up. So I need help creating a Sora AI prompt to build an ad creative for my roofing company. Have a visual showing a guy fixing a roof. I'm offering a free consultation, $1,000 off their offer. The offer only lasts till January. I want to build some scarcity. Pretend you're Alex Hormozy regarding marketing foundations. So now it's going to spit me out a Sora prompt. And while this is loading up, literally just type in Sora AI. That's just going to be like the quickest way to go about finding it. So you can do video generators as well. See, but you can choose images or videos, either or. I'm going to go in and specify that still frame, just because it'll be easier to show you guys on video. But you can imagine, setting up video would go the same logic. And you just give it like the kind of the timestamps of things, or AI will give you the timestamps of how the flow should go. So it's loading in the queue now, and you can even see some of my past ones from some different ads that I was running, for some different ads I was building out for a client. Super straightforward stuff. Text overlay on screen, some simple images, bada bing, bada boom. And the reason I love still frames for creating something like this is because you can creative test a ton really fast, and it just becomes a copy difference. And if you do find a winner, then you can actually spend some real time like taking that concept or taking that angle and running with it as far as future marketing efforts. Check this out. Awesome. So from that quick Prompt we just wrote up. This is what it gave us. And obviously you can see every once in a while there may be some nuances, but that's why you can literally turn around and reprompt it, edit prompt or remix it, or you can create a video out of it. So this is such a straightforward, beginner-friendly way to start creating ads or getting in the ad space. Or if you're looking to even make ads and media buying part of your own core offer, ground floor way to get started. Anyways, guys, that's all for me. I hope you found some value in today's video. Definitely try to apply some of these principles. They're all super affordable. If you want access to my full automation stack and more importantly, access to not only me, but an entire network of fellow AI entrepreneurs that are currently running the game, go ahead and click the link down below. There's a full video that explains exactly what you get. But in essence, it's all my automations, full transparency to how exactly I do business, the group chat, the WAP community, the whole 9 yards. Just go ahead and click the link down below. You get access to everything I just mentioned. Hope to see you on the inside. And if not, at the very least, I'll see y'all in the next video.